It has finally gotten cold enough that I can finally work with my chunky yarns. I have this bag full of super bulky yarns that I still want to knit with. I still love knitting with chunky yarns. If you guys watched one of my other videos, I did mention that I love the process of knitting. I don't necessarily love everything that I make to wear. So chunky knits are something that I don't wear a lot of, mostly because if I'm going out, I'm usually going out and eating. I'll probably drop the food all over my chunky knit and then it'll be just a pain to clean. So I have a whole lot of colors here that I just really want to go through and use. I really don't have a plan here. I just want to use it up. So I do have a whole lot of things that I do want to knit up. Some things are sort of new patterns that I'm just going to design and make up as I go. Others are patterns. Some are my own patterns. Some are, I don't even know. I don't know. I might change my mind. Like this is like day one and I'm not going to use this whole bag up today, but I'm just going to go with the flow and see how I go. And I might put some of this stuff up for sale because I don't really wear the chunky yarn. So we'll see how this goes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to make is this thing I saw on Pinterest. So it's this vest there. I'll actually just put a picture up, might be better. It's a tie up. You can't see it from the front, but it's got a tie up side, which I really love. And I think it's such a simple, it's almost like a giant bib, but it's like a vest thing. And I think tie up is like so in right now, especially with like some petite knit stuff and other patterns I'm seeing as well. Ari, come on, say hi. No, you just want to go play, don't you? Yes, you do. There you go, up you go play. It looks like a really pretty simple design. I'm probably just going to go base it off of another vest pattern I have. I assume all I have to do is take off some inches on the shoulders. Like if you just look, like you can literally count the stitches. That the shoulders don't have that many stitches, and then you just increase for the neckline. I don't know how I feel about how low that neckline is though. So I might make a few of these because it looks like it's pretty simple to do and you can make it longer or shorter. But what I love is that the shoulders sort of, the way they sit up and it makes it feel like it's a bit like a puffy shoulder, but it's not quite. So I'll write this down as I go, I think, because this could be a good pattern for people to make if they want to make like a nice simple vest pattern. So I'm just gonna use the same colored yarn. I'm gonna use, this is from Knittertowel, who is an Australian, Melbourne based yarn seller, yarn company. I've used her yarns before. I've used it in other videos as well. So I've got this in a really lovely cream color. I'm going to go ahead and start with that. So that is the first part of this done now, and that will sit, it won't sit on the front, it will sit on the back, and that is how it will look, like that. And I just finished off the hem here. I did a bind off that was just really simple. It doesn't really need to be stretchy too much. I'm not too concerned about that, and I like the look of that. I think that looks really neat. So I'm probably going to do that bind off for the other side as well. So now I'm going to pick up along this top edge here, which was where I cast on originally, and then I'm going to work on my fronts. So I'm going to pick up a couple of stitches here, a couple of stitches here, and then that will be like the neckline, and then I will work on the fronts and the neckline for this now. Usually I pick up along this line here, just the one closest to these stitches, but instead I'm going to pick up along the back here because I want this to appear along the shoulder and I think it'll look really neat. If your edge looks different to mine, it's probably because you cast on differently as well. So I've used a long tail cast on here, so if your edge looks different, just pick up however you want your top to look like it doesn't really matter. This is just a more personal preference than it is anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up these stitches. So I'm gonna work, I think maybe like 4 rows of not shaping, and then I'll begin shaping after that. So this will be maybe the 3rd row, so maybe 3 rows, because I think the pickup row doesn't really count. I think that looks good, and then I will now begin increasing. Okay, I've only done the one side so far, but I just want to show you that's what it will look like on the top of the shoulder. So if it's sitting kind of like, this is such a bad example. So if it's sitting kind of like that, you'll see this nice little line, which I kind of like. I think it's cute. Maybe I won't like it later. I don't know. Anyway, I should finish the fronts. So I'm just gonna do the same now for the other side. So on this side, on the left side, I usually will count in the stitches I need and then pick up. So I'm going to show you that, because I think a lot of people get confused by that sometimes. So I need 5 stitches, so I just counted in 5 stitches, which is there, and then I will pick up. Just like that. And then you'll work it similar to this side, except I'll be increasing along here, if that makes sense. So both fronts are now done, and I'm realizing now that I've done this that I probably should work the left side first before working the right side, so that I could join them easier, because now I have to cut this yarn and then begin from the right side here and then work across to this side to join my front. So that's a little tip. I probably should have mentioned as well at the beginning of this video that I don't do a gauge swatch, or I didn't do a gauge swatch, because generally my swatch or my gauge is always the same for chunky yarn, which is 8 stitches over 4 inches. So that really just has not changed over the years. So I just go off of that. That is now where we are at with this. I'm going to cast on stitches in the middle here and then continue working the fronts down so that it matches the back. I've got the TV on, so that is why it is like the light is going to keep changing, so sorry about that. But I have worked my front there all the way down, and it's now matching with this side. It looks really small at the moment. Even I'm like, will this even fit? I actually don't know. But now I'm going to pick up along the neckline here, and I'm going to begin here at the mid neck, and then I'll pick up around the whole neckline and then knit that up until it's like a nice little turtleneck. Might try it on first and see if it fits. just from looking at the little screen I've got here, I think it is good. I probably could have made it longer, having a look at this now. Probably could have made it a bit longer, but now I'm going to do the neckline. I'm still undecided if I want to do it the same as in the picture, or if I'm going to do like a more cropped neckline. I might just knit it and see how I feel. If I don't like it, I'll just crop it. If I like it long, I'll keep it long. Come on. No. Good girl. Good girl. You show everyone how pretty you are? Oh, that's a grumpy face. That's a grumpy face. So this is with the neckline done now, and I actually quite like it. Up here I did like a really nice tubular binder, which is my favorite binder for 1x1 ribbing, and I think it looks kind of cute. I kind of like the length here. I probably could have gone more, and I don't think I would have done a folded one. I think I do like the look of the higher one. This is a bit of a tighter neckline, which I don't mind either. It's not like squeezing in, it's actually okay. So I'm actually quite happy with this. So next up, I'm going to pick up now along here. So that is basically it. So this definitely, yeah, could have been longer, but I do also have a very long torso, so maybe that's why this could be like a regular size for someone. But if someone who's a bit more busty, I reckon like, yeah, definitely longer down to here. So next time I'd extend it by like that much or something. I've obviously got to weave in my ends. I think this is so nice, like as like a vest thing, or like even a really oversized neck warmer. The only thing I'm going to add on now is just tie-ups on the side there. I'm just going to mark those now. So after a long discussion with myself, I decided to make just an easy chain to use as a tie-up, just because I think it's easier.
Yeah? After a long discussion with yourself. Oh no.
I was talking to the camera.
Oh no.
Sorry, that's why.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I'm just making a really simple chain, just like that. It'll be nice and sturdy. I think an I-cord would have been too thick. So, and then I've left a long tail as well, because that's the part I'm going to weave into the sides here. What do you think? Also, this is how I hold a crochet. I don't know how to crochet. I think I should be able to like, tension it like that, but oops. Anyway, so my crochet chain is about 20 inches, 20 something. I'm trying to show you the whatever that is, 20 inches I think, and that's like slightly stretched, and it'll stretch a bit. It's actually quite nice. I actually like this. The 1x1 ribbing along here and the bottom and the neck, I did like 3 different bind offs. Basically here I did a basic bind off where you just knit all your stitches and then you slip it over. Here I did it in pattern, which I think I prefer and is so much nicer, and I wish I did it down here. And up here I did a tubular bind off, which I absolutely love. And I do like it, but I think if I did it again, I would use this bind off on all the edges and it'd look really, really nice. This is the final product, and I've weaved in all the ends and I've tied up the sides, and I think it looks really cute. There are a few things I would change, and that would be along here where I secure it in. I would secure it in more along the ribbing so that it actually closes it in. It seems to be more, maybe just here I didn't do it. But here I don't mind that. I like how it sort of flares out, and the sort of same with here. So maybe if I like secure it in like halfway and then it'll sort of like flare out, it'd be quite nice. But other than the length, I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm gonna make another sample, see how it goes. It's quite warm already. It's actually a really hot day, so I'm gonna make another one. So yesterday was a little bit hot, and so I just decided to cut my own hair because I felt like it, and we're going into winter, so it probably wasn't a smart idea, but I just felt like I needed a change. And yeah, I went a little fringe. I've been watching Stranger Things and I really liked Robin Tan. I wanted to cut my hair short like that, but not that short. Like, I don't think I have the face for it, so I just went ahead and cut up to there and let it grow out and then see how I go. But yeah, so I'm just working on my second one here now, and that's the top. It's a bit longer. I'm going to try it on. That's how long it is, and then when I add in my ribbing on the side here, it's gonna obviously come out a bit more and look a lot nicer. But I think that's a much better length here as opposed to the other one, and I think that'd be perfect for like layering in winter. Okay, I finished this last night and it is so cute. So for this one, it looks like I've made the front a little bit shorter than the back, and it's to do with the shoulders up here where it sits, because I measured from here to here for the front. So I'll need to take note, I guess, that if you want to make the front, you want to make it longer. I think this is really cute, like a really cute little design. I would have liked to have made the ties in this color. I just ran out of the yarn because this was scrap yarn, so I'm lucky I had enough just for these edges. So now I'm going to go ahead and knit my next chunky knit.